just been doing some work, sealing some windows, putting down some, what was it called, a draft excluder, I think it was called. It feels so foamy, this ultra soft, squidgy stuff, with their sort of adhesive backing. Sorting out some parcels, filming, testing my camera, filming Eevee, collecting the 7 Dragon Balls and stuff. Now I've been meaning to do this. It's open on Movie Maker, so before I make another project, I've still got loads. I started like 70 or so that need finishing. So maybe I'll get onto some of them as well before I run out of memory again. But but I had one open right now, and it reminded me I was meaning to discuss before I forget the future of Dragon Ball. I was on Quora the other day, yesterday even, as late as I don't think if I answered any questions yesterday, but the day before maybe. But anyway, and someone's talking about Dragon Ball Super, and it's obviously been on my mind anyway. It's been on my mind, your mind, everyone's mind, your wife's mind, your husband's mind, your child's mind, everybody's mind. Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end, but is it with permanence or temperance? The thing is, Dragon Ball ending, it's never ended. It's always had new media, new games and stuff, and we'll keep it alive in our hearts and minds anyway. But in terms of what we're going to see next of new content, before I jump in, I'd just like to say it's interesting noticing that it's now not just Xenoverse, but out of the modern games, it's not just Xenoverse, but also Dragon Ball Z Fighters, which has been expanding on the storylines. It's interesting how, and I think that's not coincidental in that I imagine this, the companies are working closer together now more than ever. Whether or not Android 16's mother, something fell down. Whether or not Android 16's mother will appear in, say, Dragon Ball Super, or its continuation is another story. But another story. We've got all these different continuities and stuff, so that's very nice. But yeah, anyway, so Dragon Ball, I've not been able to play Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Apparently there's demos going in some UK game stores. I've not been able to get out for a while because of anxiety and everything, and it's now snowing and everything else, so I've been a bit overwhelmed, a bit undersnowed, and so I've been trying to keep up with this stuff and keep busy, but I need to venture outside when I can and catch up. I've not been too well again recently, so just lots of different things. I've missed more hospital appointments again, but I need to try and catch up as soon as I can. And check where my new GP is registered. I'm not sure, because I remember emailing some time ago, but I need to check the directions to get there safely. And I don't know what GPs are doing, in regards of the snow, because obviously they shall want to keep open, and you should, if you have an appointment, there's nothing wrong with going to them, but you should, hopefully be able to get to them if you have an appointment, and A&D and so on. But I wonder if GPs and other staff, nurses, doctors, administrators have been stuck in snow and traffic, because apparently it's causing chaos in some places. I think it stopped snowing here maybe a few hours ago, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so the snow situation, I think it's probably the last of the snow today. I think it's probably is the last of the snow. I don't know for sure, but I think it will be warming up again in a week or so. But anyway, for most of the country, if not all. So yeah, I've been trying to keep busy. I've got some books to finish writing and so on. But yeah, so Dragon Ball Super we like to look forward to on weekends. It's been delayed because of the Olympics, and obviously that's fine. Everybody's entitled to. I really dislike it when I see people, spoiled and stuff, saying, "Oh, how could they? It's the end of the world." Really spoiled people say, "Oh, it's stupid doing this." Hang on, you've been spoiled. Spoiled what? And watching Dragon Ball Super, probably streaming it illegally on YouTube, and being spoiled what? And then then you have the audacity to say, oh, this their program, they're so selfish, messing up. So obviously, yeah, in seriousness, so obviously it's fine. They've got some Olympics or Paralympics going on. I think I'm not too sure which country at of present, but so it's good that everybody gets to watch different things they like. So Olympics has taken precedence for those who like Olympics, and I like watching them. I've not caught up recently or for a few years even, but I'm not against. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, people should be entitled to share. It shouldn't be greedy. So, if Dragon Ball Super gets taken off for a couple of weeks, that's fine. It shouldn't be greedy. So, but it means we've had to wait a bit longer. There's only a few episodes left anyway. So it helps increase the anticipation going. Once it's gone, there'll be nothing new until the movie, probably. But anyway, so yeah, I was saying on Quora about my views. I was saying that in my view, just like they incorporated the movies into Dragon Ball Super, for, because for legal commercial reasons, it makes sense of people who's not seen the movies and stuff. I imagine what they're going to do is probably rebrand Super. This is my current suspicion. I don't know if any other YouTubers or anyone else has been speculating this. I imagine people probably have. I mean, it's almost kind of a given because they're saying, Dragon Ball Super's. Some people are saying it might come back, and some people it might not. And but if we're saying there's going to be some new show, but then and it's not called Super, then it's going to be something else. But whereas I was saying about the games, they're adding so much more story. We're in interesting, slightly more unique times in terms of what's going on, so many different media formats and stuff, and accessibility and so on. So what will happen, who knows, maybe there'll be a graphic novel, a new manga, a theme park. I think that would be good, where you have to collect the Dragon Balls and they land on your head. No, that wouldn't work. There would have to be made. Well, yeah, you could make it safe. Like foam. That would be brilliant. That would be safe. Well, relatively safe. I don't know. It might cause the roller coasters to go off track. That could be dangerous. But if you can make them ultra safe, you had to catch foam Dragon Balls, not Dragon Balls made of like China or something. That would land on your head and knock you out. That would not be funny. I do not. Whoever owns a theme park, whoever is an architect for theme parks, whoever designs rides. Whoever's legal advisors for Bandai, Toei, etc., Akira Toriyama, please do not make with Dragon Balls that get launched out of cannons. people have to try and grab them before they get knocked out. that would not be funny. I'm not laughing at all. You're just imagining that. That would not be funny. That would be dangerous. I'm just amusing at the how absurd that would be. Make them out of foam. Massive foam Dragon Balls. That would be good. Collect the Dragon Balls and you win, £1,000 or a kiss from Videl. Or better stop there. But there could be some sort of you get to battle Goku and Vegeta. There would be some sort of prize. But yeah. So yeah. What's going to come next? A theme park would be good if there is not one already, and two if there is not. I'm gonna get the license to bring one in England where there are no hard Dragon Balls, only soft Dragon Balls. Okay, behave yourself. Only soft Dragon Balls get launched at 1 mile per hour out of a cannon. They attain speeds of no greater than 1 mile per hour. I'm not quite sure how you would make sure they wouldn't, but anyway. Because it wouldn't go well if you had cannons. I don't know why I said cannons. Anyway, this started off pretty because I was imagining a ride. What I've imagined in my head is the track, and I've not actually even imagined cannons. I just keep saying cannons. So this is taking the place of some sort of ship where there are cannons launching at people's heads. But anyway, So Dragon Ball Super would be and in terms of nitpicking, pedantic, and not being pedantic, but you've also got to say like I was splitting hairs. Dragon Ball Super's a name, and that still is part of it. But the point is it may come back under a different name, but be pretty much the same. But where Dragon Ball Super refers to a certain incarnation, is Dragon Ball Super returning? I suppose in terms of like artists, animators, storyboard artists, etc., and Akira Toriyama presumably feel controlling the source material, and presumably also split it for Toyotari to do a manga counterpart again, presumably. I imagine it probably will be similar. So my thoughts so far, depending on how the tournament's ending, or the movie, I suppose that the movie, although I'm not sure, continuity wise, and will they then incorporate the movie into the new show? We'll see anyway. But I'm guessing in terms of the show, Dragon Ball Super is ending forever, is my suspicion, and this is a suspicion, not a fact, obviously. Dragon Ball Super is ending as we know it, and my thoughts, again, depending on how the tournament ends and stuff, is that we will then finally get the time skip. I can just imagine it 5-10 years later, however they're going to handle it, whether it's going to be the same amount of time as before, and everybody, because it's sort of a refresh as well, then they don't have to say, oh, what about you and everything else. They slowly have flashbacks and stuff. I'm thinking, from a business perspective, I think that's where they may be going. They're saying, okay, now we've got the rebranding we promised, where they're going to redo the time skip, maybe the tournament, and Oob's going to be around. Oob is going to be here. So yeah, that's my suspicion so far. And what's with this post this Ultra Instinct world? How are we going to attain new levels? What is next? But yeah, I see something. Obviously, again, we have the movie. Presumably, no new series is going to air before the movie, so we'll see what the movie does, how that mixes things up. Hopefully, a title will drop in, I don't know, maybe around June or something. Do we think? Maybe June, July, August. By then, I think we should definitely at least have a Japanese, romanization of a Japanese title, I suspect. But yeah, I'm thinking Dragon Ball Super will end. I don't know if they'd go down the road of Dragon Ball Super Part 2 or Dragon Ball Super the later years, Dragon Ball Super the movie. Maybe that's what the new movie will be called, Dragon Ball Super Frieza Returns again, or Cooler's Revenge again. Resurrection F. This time it goes my way. Yeah, that's going to be the new movie. Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. This time it goes my way, with bluey, with a golden Frieza with a bluey hue. Dragon Ball Z featuring Megatron. Because I looked to my left and I saw my Transformers Season 2 Collection Blu-ray, and there was Transformers Prime Megatron in front of Optimus Prime. So I don't know, it just came to mind. So yeah, that will be interesting. And will Frank Welker star in Dragon Ball? Because he's famous as well as from Megatron and Dr. Claw, etc. He's like with these animal noises. I hope that there's some animals in the new Dragon Ball Z movie, because then they can rope Frank in, because Frank he's your go-to man. That would be good. Then we can incorporate Frank into the Dragon Ball world, because as far as I know, he's never provided voice work for Dragon Ball Productions, but we shall see. So let's hope that there are loads of new animals in the Dragon Ball movie. Maybe there's a gigantic battle and some birds scare away, or maybe dinosaurs. He could provide the voices of dinosaurs. I bet he could. And Peter Cullen does. He did a Predator, wasn't it? He could do some. Although he said he could not do it, but understandably, because it hurt his throat so much, which is understandable. Maybe a toned down version. Or maybe we should just get them to voice characters. Or do Egg? We've got characters. Get them to get Optimus Prime and Megatron to come in. I did. I think it's about 5-10 years ago. I did start writing. I'd like to film it someday. A crossover between Megatron, between Transformers, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and obviously as a child, like I'm sure you as well, I wrote some early versions even back then, but in more recent years I've also done some scripts and basic outlines and stuff. So I can't remember what I called it. I think I called it like Everyone. No, that was my other series, Everyone Altogether. That I started that as a child. Everyone. All Here, I can't remember. All Here is something sort of all encompassing. I can't remember, but and the storyline was that there was a rogue Pokemon, if I remember correctly, and I think I went on the idea that it was Lamos, who's basically a Pokemon I created from my own version of Pokemon as a child, and he has sort of a dark history, so I think it was him. So yeah, that's that. I've got so I'm doing this as a video, but I'll strip the audio, because I've got some nice photos of Dragon Ball Super to show you. rather than you staring at my face awkwardly, wondering. I don't know. I'm not being shy today. Interestingly, I am not feeling so shy filming recently. So it's not that I just I've not really been I don't know. I've just been staring around while I've been speaking. So it may be more interesting for you to stare at Goku awkwardly rather than let us stare at each other awkwardly. But yeah, so yeah, that's going to be good. So what's next for Dragon Ball Super? I mean, Dragon Ball as a whole. Yeah, I think it's going to have a name change at least. Maybe some of the staff will stay on, but I am thinking a name change and a time skip immediately. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're going to go, or maybe they'll have 1 to 3 episodes just dealing in our so-called present time from their present time as we've seen it being established of late, and then they'll have a time skip. But I would imagine if there is a time skip at the beginning, it will be immediate. That's what I'm thinking. From a business, but how they would see it as a business choice, and in terms of storytelling, story flow, and so on. That's what I'm thinking. But maybe they will surprise us. So yeah. And what new arcs will we get in a new show? If there is a new show, again, it's not been planned, it's not been confirmed, and even if it has been confirmed, if the plans can change. Because as far as we know, Dragon Ball Super, at least from what they hinted, was supposed to run for longer. So either it's on a hiatus or they've changed their plans. They're saying, okay, let's rebrand slightly or something. What would it be called? Super Dragon Ball instead of Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Ultra. I wouldn't, what the Japanese are like. I would not be surprised if it was called Dragon Ball Ultra. You heard it here first. Dragon Ball Ultra. Dragon Ball Ultra. Dragon Ball Omega. Get some Greek in. Dragon Ball Omega Alpha. Dragon Ball Instinct. Dragon Ball Instinct. Dragon Ball Flare. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Touch, Dragon Ball Flow, Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball. As a child, I could not work out which because Cartoon Network changed dubs. I could not work out so we got treated to both. I could not work out which I prefer, the Dragon Ball or the faster Dragon Ball Z. The more rock sort of theme tune, or the slower Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. Or the which theme tune I preferred. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So yeah, and Vegeta's character progression again. I was watching the first time I've seen the English dub of Goku in general. Actually, it's about the only second or third. I would say second or third Goku Black English dub. This was the first time I had ever seen the Vegeta, where Vegeta comforts Trunks when he's broken down near the time machine and he's losing hope. That was very good. It done very well. They changed the music, I think, which was a shame, but I think the music they put in was still good. But yeah, so that was good. I loved the Japanese. That was such a sweet moment. Vegeta really has changed. He's become they've handled his progression so well. People often say, Vegeta always gets run over in a very simplistic sense. His so-called power is below Goku's and he gets badly treated. But actually, if you look, Vegeta, again, it shows people have different priorities, but I don't know whether it's because I'm an author myself or not, but what I praise is look at his character progression. He's been treated brilliantly in the whole, whether it's all been Akira Toriyama or his editors or Dragon Ball Super, etc. From Dragon Ball, as in obviously what Western audiences knew as Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, etc. But as a whole package, the whole Dragon Ball story. In a later half, it's happened that Vegeta entered the story. Look how different he was then, and he had these moments already in the beginning. As I say, is really good. Even when he was just trying to team up to defeat Frieza, he always had something to him. I felt he always had some sort of he always had sort of an audacity to appear almost evil, but he had an audacity to appear almost evil, but with the hints that there was more to him. He had that great gentle audacity, and so yeah, then Saiyan Saga and so on, and then Busag was so brilliant for his character progression and showing how his weaknesses and stuff, his psychological flaws and stuff were coming out. But yeah, and then look at Super as well. So he's been brilliantly handled in terms of character progression. So I know some people do not rate that as high, but for me, I think it's so brilliant. I guess it depends on your intensity, your focus as well, because I thought Fritchie has always been one of my favourite characters, especially in later years of my own life. I can see parallels in, certain struggles he's gone through, and it feels, you understand certain things he's saying. So I have a great affinity, a great understanding, and a certain focus on Vegeta, an understanding, and then as you come up, you see, when there's a change to Vegeta, you notice it instantly. So maybe it's missed more on some others who just see him as like, arrogant and prideful without anything else added to it. But if you look carefully, you can see there's a lot going on, and he is. Yeah, he's a very... And he's made Prince his own. I mean, again, it's a great joke. I'm glad they put it in. But when Frieza says, all hail Vegeta, Prince of No One, the more you say it, the more ridiculous it sounds, because he's made Prince his own thing. He is a prince in his own right. He doesn't need a plan into an army to command. Although I wonder if that will happen in the new movie. The Saiyans revive, the merged universes and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be good. And Bardock, him as well, but I was going to say King Vegeta. I want King Vegeta to come back. But yeah, no, the future Trunks are, that's so clear. I mean, as soon as we heard, I can't remember what the first hint was, but they said the famous face, Love the Face was coming, and I think the whole Dragon Ball, everybody who knew anything, anybody who loved Dragon Ball, even the slightest, and that's not to say, he has to be your favourite character, not at all, but I just mean that you would know of the character and you may well have liked him. Everybody who was aware of Dragon Ball, who enjoyed watching it, everybody raised their heads. I think the whole world raised their heads and said, is it future Trunks? Is it future Trunks? That was my first thought, and I think I tried not to get my hopes up, but yeah, I was so glad that it was future Trunks who was revealed to be coming back. I like the trailers and this mysterious new figure who turned out to be Goku Blackwell and or Zamasu. So yeah, that was really good. I really liked the Goku Black. So again, it would be nice to be even longer, but it was good. I'll take whatever they're giving us though. That was good. And again, because we have so much energy invested, it's very hard to not let us down. Because we have such a they've got to try and be true to the character, but offer something new. They've got to try and be faithful to us, to how they're in their words they'll say, oh, we're trying to be faithful to you, but we need to do a new storyline. So no, I think considering there are such higher stakes, it's almost impossible for them to not let us down. But I think they managed it. They rose to the challenge. They came up with something quite unique, and it was very interesting. I remember when people thought Goku Black was Goten, and I have to say again, obviously I'm not mocking anyone, that's your view, but I never believed that. I just can't see it from, again, I don't know if it's because I'm an author, because all authors are so different, if somebody writes that it was Goten, then they do, that's fine, but I just could not see it, I just could not, and maybe in an alternate universe it was, and I would have been swept under my, would have had the rug swept from under my feet, but I just could never see it Goten. Well, I mean, people are coming up with interesting ideas, but they were saying like Goten, years have been neglected by Goku. I was thinking that he wasn't even born in the future, for goodness sake. But again, I'm not. Zamasu came from a different timeline and stuff, so it wasn't impossible. It's just I just didn't see it. There could be blindness on my part. Maybe it could have been Goten, but I just never felt for it. I don't like. I don't think people should be mocking people's ideas. They're very creative. I don't think you'd be looking down your noses, and that spoils it. enjoy people's theories and stuff and create a nice atmosphere. There's no need to resort to such attacking people and stuff. But in terms of it's obviously I'm just talking lightly or sharing genuine reactions to people's ideas. When I heard, I thought, oh, wow, that's a bit far out. That's a bit strange. How on earth Goten? What? But people, whether it's because they're younger or less educated about the Dragon Ball world, everybody's entitled to their views, and this is how you grow. And I think they should be allowed to join at any point. On Reddit, it was I think on some Reddit forums, people were getting particularly nasty, which is really disappointing. It's one of those things you go, oh, you can't have people talking about Goten being Goku Black. This is so annoying, and they're acting like that's a negative thing in our world. And then they do something that truly is negative. They attack and bully the people, and obviously that's wrong. But people giving different theories, whether you think they're true or not, if you believe there is substance in them, obviously appreciate and respect the people who came up with them. But that's very good. Don't want to push people out, don't want to push people out of the franchise. You want them to feel welcome and stuff. Respect people. But in terms of, oh, sorry, my shoulder's hurting again. I really had trouble sleeping last night. It was so terrible. I'm just undoing this ribbon I got sent. I had really bad shoulder trouble. I really need to get a doctor to see, to look at it again as soon as it's safe to go outside again, both psychologically and physically. So Dragon Ball Super's been Dragon Ball Super's been it's a very lovely gold ribbon. I presume it's the same person who designed my Mental Health Foundation ribbon. Comes on the same square card, and it's precisely the same, just a different colour. So presumably it's the same manufacturer, and they just ask for each charity changes what's on the card, obviously, and the colour of the ribbon. So that's, whereas the other one is a paper. It's not paper, but it's like ribbon, actual ribbon material. Whereas these are like plastic or something. I'm really excited. What's next? I don't know. I really don't know. I think a new show with a different name is on the horizon. That's what I'm thinking. But will it be so? Who knows? And for how long will it go for? Presumably at least a year, I guess. We will see. We're not going to hear anything until after the movie, or before the movie starts and we're in its head, I guess. We'll get details about the movie and maybe what is next. I think a TV show could well be on the cards, a new TV series. Imagine if it was CGI. That would be an interesting mix. They did do some CGI, didn't they? Obviously, aside you get the cutscenes in the video games. But there was, I think, a retelling of, I think it was the time with the Goku Black arc. It was Trunks retelling Frieza versus Goku battle Namek. Although they were fighting on Earth, I think there's two different scenes in my mind. There's one Namek exploding, and there's one I think it was also CGI where they're fighting on Earth. I think it was Japan only, some promotion or something. Maybe it was to tie in with Resurrection F, presumably. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it's on a DVD. I don't have it on my Resurrection F DVD, but maybe a Japanese one or 2-disc edition, maybe. So that's all very good. What's next? I think Dragon Ball Super will be. I think maybe they've just called the new series Dragon Ball, but I think there may well be a new series in a year or so. I don't know if Jiren, etc. Whether I have a feeling that Jiren will not return, or at least not immediately. I think they're gonna. I mean, we don't know precisely how they're going to merge the universes, as some suspect, revive them all. I mean, there's so much discretion when it comes to dragons that we've seen over the years. Can make a super duper wish to try to get round the one wish. I wish for all of the erased universes to be resurrected and merged with Universe 7, and for everybody who died to be revived. And I also wish for King Vegeta to be revived, and I also wish for an endless supply of wishes for the Dragon Ball Super, from the Dragon Ball Super related Super Shenron. I think his name was. His name was Master. No, that's the person who created him, wasn't he? Maybe he'll turn up. Yes. Anyway, there's discretion with dragons. As long as it doesn't proceed, doesn't go above their power. So what is next? Yeah, what is next indeed? Beerus, presumably Beerus will be turning up again, and Reese, we shall see, we shall see. Maybe those Xenoverse characters, Myro and so on, will appear in the new series. What do you think? I guess I'm going to end it here for now. It's been a nice quick discussion, 31 minutes and 16 seconds. So I think most of this will be making the final edit. I don't think I rambled too much in a way which may annoy you or something, as in when I'm erring and purring, that sounds quite good. So I'm getting easily amused, when you don't get to go out much, you get easily amused all the time. Erring and purring. That sounds like a good name for a book. That's going to be a name for a new autobiography, Erring and Purring. I keep coming out, I still haven't finished the first ones. I've got like loads of stuff I've wrote throughout the years and adding to, and I've come up with like so many different titles. Like, one was called the Other Side of the Sun, Darkness Rise. I can't remember. That was Transformers Prime. Maybe I was inspired by Transformers Prime. But yeah, now I've got Erwin and Purring. I've got about 20 titles for autobiographies. They're going to be like subtitles of subtitles of subtitles. But so my newest one may be Erwin and Purring by Barry Luke Stewart. How to Erwin Purring. Should I really do that? That's quite a nice title. I have no idea what it means. Well, I do. I kind of. And it's, the beauty of words is you can make them mean anything. It's all about reference and suggestion and stuff. So from the way I came up with Erwin and Purring just now, you can see that it would hopefully strike you as being humorous, but also delivering another message on top. Erwin and Purring. Yeah. I don't know why I was so easily abused. I don't get to go out much. I do not get to go out often, so they do not let me out often. I'm in prison, but we must persevere through our struggles, and yeah. So obviously, as I say, my projects Reach Faith, even though it's the non-charity side of Reach MR, it's still usually non-profit. So we're all about helping communities and stuff. So please, again, in the most natural way, because I always want you to leave comments and stuff, but particularly if you've been having struggles and want to share something and get it off your chest, you don't feel safe doing it publicly, be careful. I understand your concerns. YouTube can be a nasty place. We'll try to protect you as best we can, but please understand, I will not be at my computer all the time, so I can't even I sleep sometimes, very rarely, not for long, but I try to catch up on sleep when I can. So I'll obviously do my best, because it is right that I'm responsible to try and keep my channel safe and secure for everyone, but I understand if you're worried about someone attacking you if you share something sensitive and stuff, because I know that there's so many people, they pretty much imply that everybody's having a perfect life, because if anybody posts something on YouTube or Reddit, wherever, somebody would jump on them and they'll say, oh no, people who are having these struggles don't post online, and you're just a show off without knowing anything about that person's life. It's always best to err on the side of caution and assume that they are telling the truth, and that you're talking to somebody could be very sensitive, suffering. So show some respect. If you aren't going to be respectful, then you have no place on my channel. Be respectful. We can have a nice discussions and stuff, but don't attack people. Don't be stupid. Show some maturity. And hopefully YouTube will try and do its part as well. But so yeah, my Reach Faith and Reach MR are both about community, mental health, and supporting each other, getting people expressing through video and stuff. So yeah, please, if you want to share thoughts, or if you would like to prefer privately, or if you'd like me to direct you to a charity, obviously I've been UK centric for quite a while and I wish to expand. So so say there's Mind Mental Health Foundation, etc. They're very UK based, so I realise I need to research from American, Australian, European, Asian, African, etc. Surfaces. So I understand. If you know any yourself, please tell me. I need to put some more links. I'll maybe put some links in this video for you, because it's always worth, you can make somebody even just smile a little, or help them deal with, if not smile, or it doesn't have to be save their life, change their life forever. Even just making them smile is a good start. It's not the end. Obviously there's still more work to do, but I'll try and I'll put some links below in this video for you. I sometimes find relaxing music helps for me, especially I get so excited and your mind's very manic, and you're getting all over the place. Sometimes music something calmer, because I think you've probably seen people talk about there's certain parts of the brain, I can't remember off the top of my head, but at least I can talk in terms of psychological brain and not neurological. In terms of the psychological, there's certain sections, certain moments where you're so receptive. Like in my case, it's music. Like if the music stops, my heart actually changes its immediately. It changes its pace, and sometimes I hold my breath without realizing and stuff. And so music excites me. It makes my thought processes speed up dramatically, and then when the song changes, it can actually instantly, because it sort of builds up the optimism. So when the song stops, it comes crashing down. But sometimes the alternate song can also have a big effect. Whether you've been diagnosed with bipolar, depression, anxiety, social anxiety, etc., etc., or if you have no diagnosis, please let me know if you'd like some help. See, I might not be able to physically come to you, but I can try and point you in the right direction. I hope if you're a child, and you'd like me to try and get your parents to understand something. Obviously, I can. If I can't help directly, I'll try and I'll put some links in the description, or if you'd like some advice. I'm no expert, but just trying to do everything, because it's so important to make all the difference between or somebody suffering in life, or somebody even dying tragically in all sorts of ways. So can make be the difference, be the change for be the positive change in the world. So yeah, I'll find some links to add, and there's different services even for the same country. The services, different NHS services. So I'll put some links in for you to try and help you, because I need to do that more, so you can you have something to refer to. Because I know that in my experience, and so I'm wondering if it may be the same for some others. So there's a certain calmness to setting things up online. Sometimes it can be daunting, but especially when you're worried about how to answer the phone and stuff, and you're feeling anxious. Sometimes filling in a form is a bit easier, isn't it? Even if you have to ring somebody later on to book a therapist or something. So I'll try and encourage you to take a look, if you can, at different formats and stuff of accessing help. You deserve help. And I know the government, to get me started on the government's got a sickening attitude. Department of Work and Pensions is basically a fraudulent department. Everybody knows it except Theresa May, who refuses to admit it. So I know you aren't getting the support we need. So I know the government's against us and is pushing us into more severe circumstances. But we are, I'm not a god. I don't know if I'll be able to do it by myself. But obviously it's right that we try. So I've got some plans to hatch, and I know there's many campaigns online and stuff and things to look out. So so I'm sure loads of you are just as passionate. So I try not to forget to look after yourself. But I understand there's that natural urge to be passionate, especially if those of us have been affected, who've been bereaved by suicide and so on, who've seen people struggle and seen people struggle in hospitals and stuff. It's very natural to be passionate, extremely passionate. So I'll get some links into this video so you can see what's going on. So I just wish my shoulder stopped distracting me. I think I need to shift position. It's been hurting me for about, I don't know, it's been maybe 10 years now, but in the last 2 to 3 years maybe it's been worse than ever. It's like I've no bones in my shoulder, they're actually breaking. I don't know what's going on, but if I just lay on it for a few seconds while I'm sleeping, presumably that's all I did lay on it for, it just I don't know, it must be the circulation or something. It's just getting so terrible. So excuse me, I'm just I don't know, trying to move my arm in a strange way to try and relieve the pressure. So yeah, I'll put some links below. I'll try and I'll put some links below in the description, and maybe I'll put some in the comment section for you as well, so you can see, just in case anybody misses the description. So yeah, and share any tips, but obviously be careful, because we don't know each person's life. So when be careful what you say to people, and be careful what you receive from people. I can't say what will be good for you, but I can try and very carefully, extremely carefully, point you in what could be a right direction. But again, be careful. And sometimes, so tragically, things do get worse before they get better. I always use the analogy like extracting poison. It's such a good analogy. It stands to reason the poison has to be removed, but it's usually a painful process. So I use the analogy extracting poison. Unfortunately, it does happen sometimes. For example, family therapy, it can be so chaotic and stuff, and you're not knowing what to do. You may not be able to talk to people in the same room. And it may be making things worse, and sometimes it might be that you've not found the right approach, as in the therapist, has not, you've not worked out together what it is you're looking for. So maybe a change of strategy, but maybe sometimes just the way people are reacting, that there's something that has to be said, and it will upset them for a little while, but ideally they have to be told the truth. So that's very difficult. I've struggled with that myself. I tried to avoid family therapy. I know that I needed to go to it, but I knew it would be chaotic. So I recommend you do go to family therapy if you need it. It was just for me. I wasn't brave enough to go to family therapy because I knew what would come out of it, and how certain things. But anyway, so for yourself, I'll put some links below so you can see what's going on, and I hope you stay safe in the snow and keep warm. And I will see you whenever I will see you next. Like a camera lens.